the recording. All right, so for today's class, we're going to start in a hero's pose. So for some, the knees are bent and you sit on the heels. For others, you take 1 or 2 blocks in between the feet, create yourself a little perch, and you can sit back on that. If either of these options doesn't work for you, you're just going to find a cross-legged seat, and that's okay as well. So find a seat that works for you. If heroes is appropriate, you'll settle in. And we're going to start today's class with a little self-massage. So you're going to take your fingertips to your jawline, and you're going to bring the hands up to where the bottom and top jaw meets. And you're going to just start to give yourself little circles. Just choose a direction. Slight pressure, not a ton, but just giving these little circles to release any tension that might be hanging out here. And then you'll pause and you'll start to circle out in the other direction. And then your fingers are just going to start to go up and massage the ears, right? So you're just going to move up and around the ears, maybe even give a little tug on the earlobes. Fingers can go in front of the ears and then down and back behind. Just a little exploration. And then the hands can start to come to the back of the neck and just start to give yourself a little gentle massage. Right? You might go up and down. You might want to do little circles around that spinal cord. Keep it light, keep it loving, nothing too strenuous or forceful. But just this little gentle self-massage and opening. Your hands might even come around to the tops of the shoulders as well. And then you're going to release the arms down. Palms up if you want to be open to energy. Palms down if you would like to be more grounded. I'll invite you to close the eyes and begin to engage Ujjayi breathing. The constriction in the back of the throat, so the constriction of the glottis. The same constriction that happens when you fog a mirror, that however, the breath is in and out through the nose. If by any chance this is not good for you to do, you can release it. But what we're looking to do is create an audible breath. Just hear this wave rolling in and this wave rolling out. This week, we're focusing on the throat chakra. The name is Vishuddha, translates to mean purification. The element is sound. The location is in the throat, and it rules the throat, the neck, the upper shoulders, the ears, the jaw, the mouth, the tongue. These places that we brought our attention to just before our breathing exercise. On your next exhale, open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Close the mouth, but keep space between the bottom and top jaw, tongue released, breath flowing naturally in and out. The purpose of the throat chakra is communication and creativity. The color is bright blue. The identity is creative, and the orientation is self-expression. When we develop this area between the ages of 7 and 12 years old, or perhaps when we go into our young adulthood, we begin to develop our creative expression, develop our communication skills, and develop our symbolic thinking. The basic rights are to speak and to be heard. When we're balanced in this area, we have a resonant voice. We are a good listener. We have a good sense of timing and rhythm. Our communication is clear, and we live creatively. Affirmations having to do with the throat chakra. I hear and speak my truth. I express myself with clear intent. Creativity flows in and through me. My voice is necessary. During today's class, I invite you to hold with you hearing and speaking your truth. In yoga philosophy, the word truth, satya, means that which is unchanging and pure. In reality, in most of our lives, we tend to identify with that which is not true. We don't identify with things that are everlasting and pure. We tend to identify with things that are constantly changing and shifting. Our physical body, our emotions, our relationships, the things that are happening in the physical world. However, in yoga and on a spiritual path, we are invited to identify with that which is unchanging and pure, that which is true, your spirit, your divinity. Bring your hands to your heart center, and let's honor this practice as we open with the sound of Om. Full inhale. Gently release the hands down. Release yourself off of any props. So just move your props off to the side. If you're sitting on blocks, you might want to circle out the feet and the ankles, and then eventually make your way to a cross-leg seat. Let's carry with us, right? Connecting with truth, that which is pure and unchanging. We know that we do have a body, so let's show it some love, and let's pay attention to that throat and neck space. Drop the chin down into the chest. As you do this, gently pull the shoulders together and down. Keep steadiness and strength in your torso and rootedness in your seat. We're going to do half circles. On an inhale, roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, roll the left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. As you begin to move and explore the body, listen to your body for signals. If anything that I offer you is not okay, please modify, right? Make this practice yours. As we enter the etheric level of the throat chakra, we enter a paradoxical realm of great subtlety yet powerful influence. The enveloping element of air still surrounds us, yet we reach beyond it into the unknown ether and realm of vibration, sound, communication, and creativity. The next time your right ear comes to your right shoulder, you're going to hold. Bring the right hand up to the head and gently guide the head a little bit forward and a little bit back until you find your sweet spot where you'll get the most opening. And then extend the left fingertips down and root them into the earth. Doing this to create more space in the left side of the neck. Breathe. We become more abstract as we move into the throat chakra, yet broader in our scope. In the first four chakras, we connected ourselves with form, movement, activity, and relationship, things that are easily observed. In chakra 5, our attention moves to vibrations as the subtle rhythmic pulsations that move through all things. On your next exhale, release the right arm, release the chin into the chest. Inhale, roll the left ear to left shoulder, left hand comes up to that head. Root the right fingers, and then find this little forward and back until you settle into your sweet spot and breathe here. As we're moving into the upper chakras, we move into the symbolic world of the mind. Words, images, and thoughts are all symbolic reflections of the manifested plane. Symbols can be seen as the vibrational essence of what they represent. When a symbol really speaks to us, then it is said to resonate with us. Releasing the left hand, releasing the chin into the chest. Inhale, extend the crown of the head up. Switch the cross of your legs. Bring your arms out wide like a T. We're going to alternate our one arm over the other as we do these flexions and extensions in the spine. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, reach the heart, raise the gaze. Exhale, curl around, right arm over left. Give yourself a hug. Inhale, open it up as you look up. Exhale, curl around, left arm over right. I want you to find a rhythmic flow of breath and body. Allow the breath to come first and the body to follow. Next time the right arm is over left, you're going to pause and you're going to hold. All of life is rhythmic, from the rise and fall of the sun to the rise and fall of our breath, from the beating of our heart to the infinite vibrations of atomic particles within our cells. We are a mass of vibration that miraculously resonate together as a single system. Next, inhale, open it up wide, open that heart, look up. Exhale, curl round, left arm over right. The task of the fifth chakra is to enhance the resonance within the body. Resonance requires a certain balance of flexibility and tension. A string needs to be both taut and flexible in order to sound a note. Same thing in our bodies. Inhale through center, come up wide. Exhale, right hand lands, left fingertips come over to the right. Drop the left shoulder down and dial it back. Gaze may be neutral or starting to look off to the left. Stay rooted in the seat and spacious in both sides of your ribs. The state of resonance within the mind and body is a statement of our health and vitality. If we are not resonating with the world around us, we begin to isolate ourselves. We're unable to expand, respond, or receive. Inhale through center, extend up tall. Exhale, take your side sway the opposite way. Opening to resonance requires both grounding for the establishment of form and an openness of breath that yields softness and flexibility. This balance is a delicious combination of letting and willing that allows us to both listen and respond at the same time. Inhale through center, extend up tall. Exhale, release your hands to your heart and arms down by the sides. And then you're going to turn yourself into a table. So bringing yourself around to hands and knees. Fan those fingers out nice and wide. Have a clawing action in your fingertips. We're going to have those hands underneath shoulders, softness in the elbows, head extends forward, thighs roll back, but the belly is strong. Begin to come into a cat-cow exploration. Inhale, widen the seat, drop the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, press into the hands, curl and round the spine. Moving a few times, finding your rhythm. To create a resonance, right? To find our harmony. It's very important for us to do these types of practices where we connect breath and body as well as the mind. Where is your mind during this practice? Can you bring it into this moment, back to that intention of embodying and embracing truth? Bring yourself to neutral. We're going to come into Anahatasana, and then we'll bring it into thread the needle. Start to walk the hands forward, melt the heart, bring the chin or forehead to the mat. Thighs roll back. Bring the left hand palm up under the heart, and it laces off to the right side. Your left cheek comes to the mat. Press the back of the left hand, the right palm, and gently press the hips off to the left and send your breath into the back body. What does it mean for you to connect to your truth? We listen and speak the truth. And this is not just listening to what's around us, but this is also our internal voice. Oftentimes we have some negative or judgmental thinking. If this happens, this is the ego speaking and those hindrances of the mind that tend to come in. On an inhale, unwind yourself back to Anahatasana. Exhale here. Right hand, palm up, laces under the heart, comes off to the left. Bring the right cheek to the mat. Shift the hips a little bit to the right. Press the back of the right hand and the left palm. So what we want to do is decipher the voice inside. Is this our true self, our spirit and our soul speaking? Or is it the ego or the fear, right? That often happens, our attachments, our aversions. We want to decipher those voices from the true voice of the spirit. Breathe here. Slowly begin to unwind yourself back into your Anahatasana. And then on an inhale, you're going to look forward and you're going to glide onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, but lift the hands up. Plug the shoulder blades together. Press the pelvis and press the tops of the feet as you extend the crown of the head forward, baby cobra. Let's get a little creative with our baby cobra. So the hands are floating, the pelvis and feet are rooted, and now you're just going to start to shift your torso left and right, just very delicately, giving a little creative side sway. Keeping the hips stationary, keeping the legs stationary, and just letting this be about the mid-spine. Gaze is straight down, so we're staying stationary in the neck. Last time. Settle into stillness, plant the hands, tuck the toes, press yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. First down dog, pedal the feet, shake out the head, explore your posture. At the level of the fifth chakra, our attention moves from the physical plane into the subtler etheric fields. The throat chakra is the first of the spiritual chakras. Also, we're connecting here with the aura, the etheric field that is generated by the totality of internal processes. Our very life force can be seen as a stream of pulsating energy. When the stream is not fragmented by blocks in the body armor, then pulsation moves freely through the body and out into the world. The streaming creates a resonant etheric field around the body, an aura of wholeness. A resonant field makes coherent connections with the outside world. And so again, this is why these types of practices are so important, to create this resonance. Do some cleansing breaths. Hear your breath on the exhale, in the nose, out the mouth. Make sounds, clear that throat. On your next inhale, you're going to float your right leg up back behind you. Exhale, you're going to look forward and step the right foot up in between the hands. Drop your left knee down. And then if you need to, walk the right foot up until it's stacked under the knee. So now we're in a low lunge. You might want your hands on blocks here or simply hands on the earth outside that foot. We're going to do a hamstring release. Think finding a rhythm. Inhale, press the hips forward as you look up. Exhale, lengthen the leg, walk the hands back, flex the foot, bow down. Inhale, walk it forward, gaze up. Exhale, lengthen the leg, flex the foot, bow. Find your rhythm in breath and body. Perhaps engage that Ujjayi breathing. Next time we come forward, we're gonna hold. Left hand stays under the left shoulder, heel toe the right foot wide, right hand comes to the right thigh, begin to press into the thigh, gaze over the right shoulder, maybe peel to the outer edge of the right foot. Option to bend the left knee, and maybe the right hand comes back to clasp it, but it's not necessary. Keep a softness in the left elbow, that heart space open, breath flowing. Bring yourself through center. Now, what we're gonna do is drop down onto the elbows, tuck the left toes, lengthen that leg, and then play with stepping the right foot back and coming into a forearm plank. That transition might be awkward, just do your best. Lower your knees, bring your hands to the earth, transition this into down dog. Inhale, left leg raises up. Exhale, gaze forward, left foot comes up in between the hands. Right knee drops, so that way if you need to, you work the left foot up until the ankle's stacked under the knee. Let's do the hamstring release. Find your rhythm. Inhale, you press forward, look up. Exhale, you lengthen and bow. What does it mean for you to connect with your truth, that which is pure and unchanging? Next time we come forward, hold, right hand plants, heel toe that left foot wide. Find your twist, right? Maybe peel to the outer edge of that foot, bend that right knee. The left hand has that option to come back, but we keep a suppleness in the right elbow, spaciousness in the heart, breath flowing. Release yourself through center. We're going to bring the elbows down to the earth, tuck the right toes, lengthen the leg, and step the left foot back into this forearm plank. You might be able to just transition right up into high plank and then down dog, or you might need to lower the knees and do that transition. Bottom of your exhale, soften your knees, gaze forward. Walk your feet up towards the top of the mat. Hang in your ragdoll. So knees are soft. Torso is swaying. Head is totally released. The arms might hang or grab opposite elbows. As we go out into the world and engage with others, our etheric field becomes engaged. The most rewarding connections occur when there is a resonance between our vibrational fields. The greater our internal resonance, the more deeply we can resonate with those around us. So again, this practice of self-care, of going in, of reflecting, of connecting to our truth is so important for our relationships with those in our life. Settle, release the arms, keep the knees soft, and then begin to roll yourself up to stand. Head is the last thing to rise, Tadasana. Inhale, shoulders come up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Inhale, shoulders rise. Exhale, roll back and down. Let's do this 3 more times. Now let's bring our feet as wide as the mat. Hands come back behind. Either grab opposite forearms or interlace the fingers, bringing the heels of the hands together. Not one is better than the other. They are both just different. So notice if you judge and think that you have to do one over the other when I offered you 2 options. If the fingers are interlaced, keep the heels of the hands together. This means your elbows will have a bend. If you can, you might be able to start to lengthen, but once you start to lose the connection of the palms, you're going to stop. Keep those elbows soft. Inhale, soft knees, press those hips, peel the heart, raise the gaze. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Maybe start to extend and reach the arms up off the low back, getting into the shoulders. But make this about your shoulders, so keep suppleness in the knees. You may want to start to creatively explore little twists in the torso here. Let it happen. Or you might be in stillness. Let that happen, right? Don't judge. But where's your breath? Settle into stillness. On an inhale, you're going to begin to rise. Release those hands. Bring the feet back towards hips distance apart. We're going to come into Surya Namaskar A. I'll lead a modified sun salutation. We're going to go 3 rounds, and this is what we're going to use for our heat building. So first round, I'll lead modified, and then I'll lead the full version. And you ladies, just take it where is okay for you. Finding a rhythm of breath and body, engage your Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, soft knees fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows, lower the torso all the way to the mat. Inhale, peel up head, shoulders, and hands, baby cobra. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, press the seat back to the heels, straighten the legs, down dog. Find some rounds of breath here. Bottom of the exhale, knees soften, gaze forward. Bring the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach tall. Exhale, hands through heart. 2 more rounds. This time I'll lead a full variation. Inhale, gaze up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You're going to hop, step, or jump, flowing from high to low plank. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. So feet press, hips raise, heart peels. Exhale, down dog. In your down dog, keep suppleness in the elbows and the knees here. Forearms squeeze, shoulders widen. Calves squeeze in, thighs widen, right? Finding this internal and external rotation. Bottom of the exhale, knees soften, gaze forward. Bring the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands through heart. Last round, guide yourself. Use your breath. Modify as you need. Meet in down dog. Bottom of the exhale, knees soften, feet come to the top of the mat. Inhale, we lift halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, hands through hearts. Release your arms down to the sides. Standing here in your mountain, firmly connected to the earth, yet keeping some fluidity and softness, especially in the joints. Connected to our power center, in our center of our body, right? Our core is strong, and then we move up into our loving heart space where we give and receive love and shine like a light bulb. And now we move up into our throats where we creatively express ourselves. Not only are we expressing outward, but when we're balanced in this throat chakra, we're also able to listen to others without judgment, but in a loving, kind, and compassionate way. Let's get a little creative and work on balance. So we're going to do dancer's pose for our balance. If you need a wall, you're going to turn and have the wall in front of you. And you'll be about an arm's length away from the wall if you're going to use it for your balance pose. Starting with hands on hips, weight shifts to the right leg, bend the left knee, reach back, attempt to get the instep of the foot if you can. That helps to keep the shoulder more open. Right arm floats up. Keep a suppleness in that right knee as you begin to kick the left foot back and extend forward and up with the right fingertips. We're looking up, we're reaching up, and we're equally kicking back with the left foot. Breathing here. Our self-expression is our gateway between the inner and outer worlds. It's how we express our truth and our integrity. Slowly begin to release yourself into your mountain. Begin to set yourself up on the other side. Weight shifts to the left leg. You reach back at the instep of that right foot. Left fingertips float up. Steady that gaze. Keep lightness in that face and jaw. Find your Nadaranjasana dancer's pose. Fearlessly dancing through your life. going with the flow, keeping it light and playful, and releasing judgment. Slowly begin to release yourself into your mountain pose. Tall and steady mountain. Inhale, gaze up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank pose. Lower your knees. Press it back into a child's pose. Do some cleansing breaths here, in the nose and out the mouth. Make noise. Notice if there's any part of you that is uncomfortable with making sound. And don't judge, but let it be an awareness, right? Is your throat space open? Do you feel comfortable to express yourself? Excuse me. All right, know that we're going to begin our transition into our yin portion. So this is where, if you like to have a blanket on your mat, you'll just peel yourself up and you'll add this nice layer onto the mat. We've built up some warming in the body, and now we're going to use it to just get in, right? To dig in. We're going to sit ourselves back, bring our legs out in front. Today, we're going to start with getting into the hips. So we're going to do a double pigeon, but yeah, take all the time you need. Gather your props if they're not close to you. And we're going to set up that double pigeon. Now, for this, you may want blocks or a cushion in front. The base leg is going to be the left leg, and you want the shin parallel with the top of the mat. And then you stack the right ankle over the left knee and the right knee over the left ankle. If there's a lot of space between the right knee and the left foot, you might place a block or a rolled up blanket. If it's so high because your hip is just so tight, you're going to lengthen the bottom leg and just do the single figure 4. And we know in our yin, we're releasing our alignment and we're just melting ourselves in. So allow the torso to round. This is a great place where you might want the elbows to land on blocks, or you might be able to come all the way down to the earth. I do use my phone for a timer during this portion. Begin the transition from the active to the passive. Notice the shifting in your breath. Release any tension in the jaw. Let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. Self-expression in the 5th chakra is a counterpart to the sensate reception coming in through our emotion center in the 2nd chakra. It is also connected to our 3rd chakra of integrity. So when something moves our emotions, and when we want to stand firmly and strongly in our integrity, these energies move up through the heart and we express them in our own unique way out into the world. In the 5th chakra, we open a gate that allows our inner self to get out, right? The throat is also the gateway between the mind and the body. Only when the mind and body are connected do we have true resonance. And so this spiritual yoga practice helps us to find this resonance. Breathe here. Let the body surrender. If the mind needs something to anchor it, focus on your breath. Or perhaps focus on embracing your truth. Three more rounds of breath here. When you're through with those 3 rounds, you're slowly going to start to peel your way up and out. You'll use the hands to assist the legs with unwinding. Feet and knees can go wide, hands back behind you, and you can find a little sway of the knees side to side. Know that these in-between moments are for you. So whatever it is that you need, you take it. And this is a great place to transition into deer pose. So let's give the hips a little rest and we'll come into a twist. So your feet and knees will stay wide. You're going to drop both of your knees to the right. Start to turn your torso to the right and then walk yourself down. You might come to elbows. You might have a pillow that you lay on. Deer pose. Let the head go. You might actually lengthen the right arm back behind and rest the right cheek on the mat. Feel free to get creative with how your body rests in this posture. Since our bodies are different, they're gonna look different. Take your time to settle yourself in. Make sure that the neck has spaciousness underneath it and it's lengthened. Breathe. The neck is a crucial point in the mind-body connection. The body functions largely by habits, unconsciously. The mind wants to understand and transcend. Only through a full, solid connection between the mind and body meeting at the neck do we have the ability to break old habits, to bring our physical experience to understanding, and to take that vital combination out into the world around us. The voice is a living expression of one's basic vibration. Since the 5th chakra is associated with the element of sound, the voice becomes the touchstone for the health of this chakra. The sign of a healthy throat chakra is one that is connected to both mind and body. The voice is resonant and rhythmic and speaks truthfully, clearly, and concisely. Also, conversations are balanced with a true ability to listen and respond. Instead of just waiting for our time to come in, we actually listen and integrate and allow another person to feel heard. This is something interesting to examine. Are you able to listen to others without judgment or without waiting to try to fix it or give a response or talk about, oh yeah, that happened to me too? Can you truly listen? Three more rounds of breath here. After those 3 rounds of breath, when we release out of yin postures, we slowly peel our way out. Starting to bring yourself into neutral. And perhaps you even do this with the eyes closed and just tune in to what your body needs to help it find harmony in neutral. Still staying in the practice. Note that once the body has neutralized, we'll begin to set up for the double pigeon on the other side. So it's going to be the right leg as the base leg, shin parallel with the top of the mat, and then the left on top. So also known as fire log or Agni Stambhasana, right? Thinking about this stacking. If you need to, you put something underneath that left knee, or you lengthen out the bottom leg if it's not appropriate to have both knees bent and stacked. The torso melts forward. The eyes soften. The jaw releases. The breath flows. To fully express our individuality is to express our truth. A non-individuated person will express what people want to hear. A fearful person will be afraid to speak their truth. A person without ego strength will be afraid of what others think and give up their authenticity. If your lower chakras are in good order, if you are living in the truth of your body and feelings, with ego strength and accepting love, then you're able to safely express your own personal truth. Our heart center brings self-acceptance. And if we self-accept, then we no longer deny our truth. This acceptance is a container that allows us to flower into creativity. Living in the field of acceptance with unconditional love and open-mindedness, your truths and individuality can emerge. Are you able to accept and love yourself as is? Are you able to feel comfortable with expressing your truth? And don't judge, right? Sometimes with different people or situations, we respond differently. Notice, reflect, think about this stuff. Get to know your energy centers. 3 more rounds of breath here. After the 3 rounds, the hands press into the earth to help heal the spine. The feet release and we can take them wide, hands back behind. And you can find this nice gentle sway. Of course, if anything else calls, please take it. This is for you. This is about you embracing your truth. And that means you might need to do something other than what I offer, and that's okay. We'll settle into stillness, feet and knees wide, drop both knees to the left. So the sole of the left foot lands on that right thigh. Start to walk your torso out to the left and then walk yourself down and out. Deer pose, right? You might come all the way to the earth and have your left cheek down with your left arm long next to you. Or you may be on a pillow or a bolster. And this side may be totally different from the first side. If the ego and will are strong, you are able to express your truth even in the face of opposition. You have the courage to be different, the warrior spirit to defend your truth, even if it opposes what is around you. A fabulous example of a human who had the courage to be different, who was a warrior spirit defending her truth, was Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She stood in front of the Supreme Court, in front of the country, and voiced her truth, despite what those around her thought was their truth, right? That is a warrior spirit. Expressing it even if it opposes what is around you. Truth can be seen as a resonant field that we create for ourselves. When we live in our truth, there is a resonant continuity between ourselves and others. We're able to attract others into our lives that are on a similar vibration. When we are resonant with ourselves and with those around us, we are able to move forward and progress in our life gracefully. We are able to be creative. We literally make our world at each and every moment through our actions, expressions, and communication. Creativity is a pure expression of the spirit within us. Our expression allows our spirit to give back to the world an assimilated form of what it has taken in. 3 more rounds of breath. after the 3 rounds, slowly release, unravel, unwind in your own way. Once you've unraveled, know that we will be making our way onto the back. And this is where you'll want your strap with you. And take a moment to just give yourself whatever it is that you need, right? Embracing your truth in this moment. If you have the strap, it's going to be in a large loop. You'll place one end of the loop around the base of the skull, just above the ears, and the other end of the strap around the ball of that right foot. And your left leg can be long on the mat. Your arms can rest at the sides, and we're coming into hammock pose. If you don't have the strap with the loop, you can just simply place the strap around the ball of the right foot and just gently hold the strap as gently as you can with those arms and hands, and let the left foot just fall out. Keep the head on the mat. This is okay as well. If you want to add in a little bit for the neck as you're here with just holding the strap, just let your head drop off, rotating the neck just over to the left and just resting here as you settle. You don't have to do that, but it's an option. The gift of the throat chakra is accepting your originality, expressing your authentic voice, and speaking your truth. The energy of this chakra allows you to seek knowledge that is true, beyond limitations of time and space, beyond cultural and family conditioning. That which is pure and unchanging. Truth. Yoga is said to be the search for ultimate truth. The search for that which is pure and unchanging. This is the practice. The main challenge for the 5th chakra is doubt and negative thinking. However, when you gain and verify your knowledge through meditation, spiritual practice, and direct experience, then doubt and negativity are removed. Know that this type of practice, carving this out, helps you to move towards the ultimate reality, ultimate truth, that which is pure and unchanging. Three more rounds of breath on this side. If you're in a hammock, you may simply bring the left leg up and switch sides. You may totally need to reset, release, take a moment in neutral. If you had the leg held with the strap and held with the hands, you may want to take a moment in between sides just so your hands can get a rest. Listen to whatever it is you need. And then when it's okay, you'll bring yourself into the other side. Are you able to embrace and live in and express your truth? The way of the throat chakra is the way of inspired creativity, seeking and sharing of the truth. Do you dare to be creative? Do you dare to open up to a life full of infinite possibilities? Three more rounds of breath on this side. When you release, you'll do so lovingly and kindly. And you're going to take a few moments and just explore whatever it is that you need, which might be stillness and neutralizing. It might be movement. And note that we are moving towards final rest. And so what I want you to think about would be, how can you embrace the truth of what it is that you need and how you're going to rest in your final posture? It didn't do too much for the low back, right? So you may want to rest in a supported bridge pose, which is not something that we typically do, but why not be creative and different, right? You might place a block under the sacrum as you rest. You may set up a heart bench if you want some opening for the front of the heart space, where you drape yourself on 2 blocks or maybe on a pillow. You might take classic Shavasana. I want you to find something sweet, a place where you can rest and just allow. When you find that place, take a cleansing breath. Make a sound on the exhale. I'll call you back when it's time. Shavasana. Speak your truth. Be brave. Be bold and beautiful. Embrace your flaws. Celebrate your wins. And smile because you want to, not because someone told you to. Hold your ground. Spread love. And take no shit. Don't play victim, but become the warrior. Know your worth, protect your energy, and tell your story. Share your magic, laugh loud and proud, and don't sweat the small stuff. Blow your own damn mind. Slowly start to bring yourself back from wherever you've drifted off to. Allow the breath to deepen. Allow the body to start to move. Hopefully feeling more refreshed and refilled from where we began. Eventually, you'll make your way into a seat. And we're going to send out some love to the world around us with 3 rounds of Loka Samasta Sukhinu Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to happiness and freedom for all. 3 rounds. Inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Hands to heart for Om. Thumbs to the third eye or seat of wisdom. Inhale, look up. Remember your connection to all that is. Exhale, bow forward. Seal it in. Steady and root it with the earth. Stand with integrity in your truth. Shine your light for all to see. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing.